Hi, I'm Juicy Jones. This is Juicy Jones HQ. We're in Orbital Vaping headquarters this morning, and it's Saturday morning. We're waking up, we're having some tea, which is right here, or coffee where you are, and we're going to open the Serpent RDTA today. I'm so excited. Check this out. I have it on the desk. Boom. There it is. So I just got this in the mail this week, and I'm really excited. Geek Vape's been in Wotofo has been in a tear all year. And I'm super duper excited about this. So first, though, I want to say hello to everybody in chat who's in there. And thank you guys for everybody who showed up. I've got a window here and say hi. I've got T. Wester, Roy, Jay, everybody. Hi, everybody. And I'm super excited to see you. You know, I don't know if you guys heard this week, but the Navy announced that they're no longer going to allow vaping on vessels. And vapors are now going to have to go and vape in smoking areas because the vapors who were on those ships were not being safe and their batteries exploded. And there were 8 incidences in the last 1 or 2 years, or last year, and 2 or 3 of them required the use of firefighting. And people lost teeth and stuff, and the Navy doesn't want to pay for this. And I just, I'm just shaking my head, putting my head on the desk, and just wondering. I just want to underscore to everybody, the lesson here is be safe. First of all, my message to the sailors is you guys were fools and you need to shape up and get organized. And my message to the Navy is that Navy, please, Navy, be reasonable. Look at science, allow vaping, come up with a standard that's safe, and then let the vapors and the people who are trying to vape and quit smoking vape on those ships, because they spend so much of their time on those ships and they can smoke on them, but they can't vape. So that's going to be hell for a lot of people. They're going back to the cigarettes, and I'm sorry, but I don't know what to say. That's sad. So I'm sorry for all of you sailors out there who are having to suffer through that, and I hope that you can get lozenges or the gum or something. They're really effective. Get lozenges. Get thousands of them. All right, everybody. So good morning, David Leone, Fahad, Eric Smart, Jay, Roy, T.D. Wester, a person, everybody. It's great to see everybody. Tell me what you're vaping on and where you guys are at in the chat. And if you're following along here in the replay later on, feel free to just chat along with us if you want to. I reply to all the comments and everything. And I want to remind you, I'm Juicy Jones. You're tuned into Orbital Vaping Headquarters. This is our live Saturday morning show. And I think I have the wrong lower third on, so I don't care. And we're going to open up the Serpent RDTA. I'm really excited. How many of y'all out there have the Serpent RDTA? And how many of you guys like it or don't like it, or what do you think? How do you compare it? You know that we're huge fans of the avocado here at my headquarters. I'm going down to the desk. Let's start chatting. I've got live chat up next to me, and I'm just going to unbox this thing for ya, for all ya. And if the audio was wrong, the audio was totally terrible because the mic wasn't at my face. I'm so sorry, y'all. So this is the Serpent RDTA. I can't pronounce this, but we'll figure it out. It's the RDTA. RDTA. The Serpent RDTA. I'm going to make an RDTA called the RDTA RDTA. So, Knock Noir's got his Nautilus 2, too lazy to get out of bed. Man, I tell you, that's exactly how I am, buddy. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's take this off of autofocus and go to manual focus. So here's the box. I always order stainless steel because it goes with everything, and I'm sick of stuff being 10 different colors. But I like everything funky and green and stuff like that. This is typical Wotofo packaging, perfectly adequate, good, and not wasteful, which I like. They usually have a sliding box, which is solid, and it ships well with sealing. Here's a Wotofo giveaway token sheet that lets you have a miniature shirt of your own. The Wotofo Cloud Artist. This is actually a cool little card. I hate to say it. I get those and everything. We just had a hiccup in our video. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we're having some real problems here. Huh. I'm sorry for all y'all out there. We had a little hiccup in the video. Everything looks fine now. All right, here's a warning card. I'm going to click on the output and see if it shouldn't have to do anything. You guys have always seen these. These are the instructions. So it's going to tell us to take the top cap from the base and screw both screws from the post. put a coil in. Cut the extra parts of the coil. Oh, they finally learned my lesson. Look. Do you see how the wick isn't long? So finally everyone's listening to me. It took me a year to get everyone to understand how to wick these things. And now the whole industry thinks they thought up how to wick it. I was literally the only person last year who told everyone how to wick RDTAs correctly. And now everyone knows. That's good. I'm proud of myself. So look at that. That's a cool drip tip that goes in there. It has extra glass, which you know I love. That's important to me. I like the composite tip. I'll definitely be checking that out. You know it. Here's the actual atomizer, which is a beaut. We'll like actually come in here and take that apart in a second. First, we're going to keep unboxing. And there's always a goodie bag in here. One thing I don't like about what Wotofo is doing is Wotofo is using these opaque bags. First of all, these are too hard to get out. Get real, guys. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on. What the fuck? Is this supposed to be a joke, Wotofo? Seriously? I mean, that's just stupid for something I have to have. If I never had to do that, I wouldn't care, but I need this shit. And a tool. Okay, God. What a pain. So, there is the pack. We get a black screwdriver, which I've got several of these now. And you get several packages, which are opaque, so you can't tell what's what except by feel. So I'm going to open these for you, and you can see exactly what's in them. In the fat one, I believe this is cotton. Open. That's right. This is a wad of cotton. So I'm going to be using probably Texas Tough, but thank you, Wotofo, for at least including some cotton. And I'm not... There we go. This bag, I think, contains grubs. Remember to be facing up when you do this. I need to turn off my notifications. Please forgive me while I go. Do not disturb. You guys are so great. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I have a new camera, so I'm doing better pictures now, even though we already are big. We're getting to 20,000. At 20,000, I'm giving away a Gaia. Did you guys know that? I'll tell you about that later. I'm already at 20,000, so this week I'm going to give away a Gaia. It's going to be pretty cool. Maybe it'll take a little longer than a week. It's coils. And you know what? Those don't look terrible, do they? I'll take the autofocus up even closer, and we'll take a look at these. Well, you know, Wotofo, those don't look like complete bullshit. They're manufactured, so the metal quality is probably garbage, but I'm at least interested. You guys in the chat, we have plenty of time here, so chime in. I have some Steam Tribe clone coils here. Not Steam Tribe coils. I have some alien coils over here. And I have some fused Claptons from Geek Vape as well that we can use. So we can totally use any of these we want. And you guys tell me. Or we can use the ones they sent us. Okay, so next we get, let's focus, another package. And this one probably contains like grub screws and stuff. Yeah, O-rings, grub screws, and the like. So in this case, I'm not going to dump this one out myself. I'm just going to set it back in the box. The other ones are just fine. I'll throw those in there. That goes to the side. Look at what I got. That is my Coil Master tab with my old battery in it. You know what I use? This is an old battery that doesn't work anymore. It won't charge more than like 1 amp. But you know what? It works on here to read ohms. It never fires anything, of course. First, what am I saying? First, let's do a little porno tour of the actual device. I can't believe I almost forgot that. And I'm going to have a sip of tea and a vape if you guys don't mind. Our friend Patrick in the audience points out that a Nautilus 2 is no leaking, and it's really great. The only exception to that is you can't horizontally vape when it's like almost empty, because you can get a dry coil head. But anyway, I love the Nautilus. And my only problem also with it is that when you refill it, it gets messy because the glass gets juice on it. TD Wester says use the coils that come with it like a normal person. You bet, man. That's a good vote too. Okay, let's pull this drip tip out. That looks to be, I don't know what that's made of, but they want you to think that it's, they want you to think that it's, oh, hey Thomas Hull, I see you just joined us. It's nice to see you. That's a 510 adapter and a tiny 510. So at this moment I can't get that out of there, but we'll check that out later. That's pretty cool. And here is the Serpent Mini RDTA. I'm really excited about this actually. These are the fill holes. You put juice in there. They have a little rubber thing there, and that way you don't have any problems with juice gurgling or anything like that. Or no, I'm sorry, that's the fill hole. What the hell? No, that's the air hole. This air hole goes up to the center, and then those are the two wicking holes. It's simple, honestly. It has a clamp style post. I'm not sure I'm wild about this, but we'll see. It's fine. I think I'd rather wear a scoop style that came out and up instead of one that went over and down. I think. That's just my preliminary. But let's take a look at that. I mean, isn't that cool? I saw this and I was like, heck yeah. It took a while to get here. Not sure what I'll have to do to get it apart. Huh. I didn't bring any screwdrivers. It doesn't matter. I'll have a full review where I'll have it all torn down and show you. To me, it looks really simple the way it is now. There's not much to it. It's got a sort of a limitless style deck with a, I like how they have the rubber grommet in there for the filling, for when you stick your needle in there. It gives it a place to receive it without it taking any damage. That's pretty cool. Let me get the tab out, screw this down, focus it in. How did I lose my autofocus? Yeah, there we go. Hey, Eric Smart, nice to see you. Yeah, have a great day at work. We'll see you later. Leave a comment later if you have any comments. If I missed something. All right, I'll try to keep the autofocus down on the desk. Oh, the Coil Master tab. Yeah, I don't rely on these numbers anyway. I really rely on the. This is a matter of convenience for me. It sits on the desk and gives me a platform to build on. To be quite honest. I don't use it as a, I don't think, to me it isn't important that these are like incredibly perfectly accurate because I'm not like a master builder. If that were the case, then I might care more, if you know what I mean. The truth is I prefer building on the, on this because it's taller and it's easier for me, but they make different tabs too. I just happen to have this one, but this one's really great. Actually, I prefer to build on this thing when I'm sitting at my desk, or when I'm sitting in the living room. Okay, so let me throw the focus down on the desk instead of here. Yeah, that's better. And that way I can chat with you guys without having to worry too much. So I'm just going to take some coils and the screwdriver that they gave me. I sort of jokingly threw it aside, but here it is. It is adequate, perfectly so. Oh, Patrick sent me an Instagram direct message. That's great. Oh, a person, you ordered the Conqueror Mini. Oh, that's cool. I really, really love my Conqueror Mini. And I have to tell you guys something. I don't know if I told you, but my Conqueror Mini was... Do you see how it's not straight anymore? Can you guys tell? But there is a... I threw this on top of my... Accidentally. This is an accident I had. I threw this thing all the way across the room and hit a marble floor on top of my... And it was sitting on top of my Noisy Cricket 2. And it was absolutely... It was just bent a little bit like the Leaning Tower Pisa, but it works perfectly. It still works great. No problem. But oh my God, I can't... The glass didn't break. Nothing. I could not believe it. I was shocked. So next time I do this, I'll have the camera down lower at a better angle like I did last time. I don't know why I changed it this time. This is good for presentation, but I need a third camera to show you a better angle of the building. But I'll take the coil that they sent us. Wow, can you hear my stomach grumbling? Should I put a couple of more wraps on that thing? This certainly is easy. I'm just trying to... It's actually, for me, it's a little tough because my head is so far away from the device because the camera's there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is move the mic and lean in. Oh, there we are. We're in Bob Ross mode now. That's right. We're just going to wiggle this thing in there. First of all, I'm going to look at the anatomy of that. That's why I'm having trouble. I'm not doing it correctly. Oh, it popped off. That's okay. I'll give this a chance to take a look at it. I'll get down there. And you can see there's a couple of pieces. Very simple. No screw this time like the Pharaoh. You guys remember the Pharaoh had a retaining... I don't mean screw, I mean there's no spring. You remember the Pharaoh had a retaining spring, which was really nice. I found out that Rip Trippers designed that from scratch, by the way, y'all. If you were wondering, remember we asked the question of how did that come to pass? Okay, we're under... I'm using my advanced dexterity, which is a thing. I don't know if you guys know it, but do you guys know that for stability, like if you're trying to do something stable, if you push on something and pull on it at the same time, it creates a kind of stability using isometrics. Anyway, I use that a lot. So I'm right over the hole there. I'm just going to lightly tap that down. I'm just going to find out what the resistance is going to be. And I'm trying to get an even lead length. So let me just barely down. Okay, so looks like about 0.5. Love it. Love it. I'm going to leave it just, I think I'm just going to leave it be. This is what a normal person would do, isn't it? I'm a normal person, actually. I'm raising it up a tiny bit. Just raising it up a little, just to get a little air. I want it to be pretty much as close to the air as I can get it without it touching. And I'm going to tighten these down tighter. Okay, that's pretty tight. Now I'm going to take the Pharaoh off of my Homewrecker G2. This still reads about 0.41, which is about in the range I absolutely am down with. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit the camera like a mad person. Ouchies! Don't do that, Juicy. Don't hit my camera. I'm going to screw this in here before I clip the leads. Get another ohm rating real quick. You don't have to do this. This is just shit I do. It says 0.37, 0.32, so it's changing a little bit. It's going to be more like 0.35, something like that. Actually, what am I saying? I don't know exactly. It may raise up again a little bit after I wick it. So I feel pretty good about that. And, oh, we'll have to clip the leads, so I may as well keep this off here. I'm going to clip the leads off camera, but I'll show you how I do it, and it's very simple. The reason I do it off camera is just purely because it's easier for me to control where the pieces fly if I put my hand over it and hold it in my hand. So 1 second, I'll be right back. I just grab these things with my extra nice clippers and make sure this Kanthal, stainless steel, nickel, whatever I'm doing doesn't fly all over the house and end up in my cute girlfriend's foot. She hates that. I can show you. This is no surprise to any of you. One thing that I can't stress enough is you have to have good quality clippers or it just won't work. There we go. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. One thing that's important when you're clipping any kind of lead is that you don't leave anything left over outside of it or that you wrap it around because the sides will touch it and it will short out and it will just be a pain in your butt. So I'm going to stick it back on the Homewrecker while it's off. Could have clipped it on the homewrecker just to get a reading. It says 0.36, so we're still in our 0.32. What I'll do is I'll dry fire this because my coil master, it's not the coil master's fault, by the way. It's important for me to tell you. It's the battery I have in it that makes me not able to do this. So let me turn autofocus back on. Get this back up here, and I'll just give this thing a few pulses, and I'll groom it a little bit just for y'all. Just gonna pulse, and you see how it's not even. Colors are pretty. Oh, it's our water machine. These coils are kind of uneven. See all the spots they've got in them? I tell you, the next time I do this, I'll space these. Space coils are so superior. These have a problem. Do you guys see that thing? It's been there since we started. They have like a notch or something right there. A flaw. I'm not using that. I'll put the other one on. That's why they give you two, right? Where's my screwdriver? Yeah, that's no good. I don't like that at all. You guys see what I'm talking about, don't you? Someone asked a good question. Someone said, would an average vapor still get a rebuildable if they didn't know how to rebuild? And the answer is yes. Average vapors graduate up or want to experiment or are interested. And I always recommend RDTAs because RDTAs are the easiest. The avocado and the limitless and this thing, you just pop the top off and you can work on it. It's like learning how to be a mechanic on a motorcycle as opposed to learning how to be a mechanic on a car. It's like a really, really easy way to start. So yeah, actually that's an excellent question, and I actually completely recommend. Oh, I did a little too much there. I completely recommend. There we go. We're going back in. Learning how to build and using RDTAs. They're great. Okay, I'm using the other coil that they gave me. Yep. Daedalus Kazan in the audience says, yep, bad coil. That's right, brother man. We can see that Wotofo didn't give us a good coil. Although Wotofo still loves us. What do you think? Should I still keep going underneath? I'll keep it underneath. Why not? That's what I did before. So, did you guys see where that tiny screw went? Just kidding, it's right there. Of course, I'm going to take that off and put the screw in it and then apply. Oh, my little puppy is getting excited and running around with her toy. That is the cutest. I love it when they do that. Love doing this live because I love how we have the interaction. I love how you guys can ask questions, and if I'm not busy ruining something on the desk right in front of me, we can talk about it. Everybody has excellent questions and ideas, and I just love it. It's like, it's all the way. It's the way to go. Yeah, I get many questions about all this stuff, you know, from people at every skill level. I mean, people who are like, I mean, really, you know, we all are just people who are just playing with vape stuff, you know, that's what we're all doing. And there's a lot of reasons to pick different stuff if you want to. You know what I didn't do? I didn't space these. Let's space these before we commit to that. So first of all, I need a fatter, oops, a fatter pin. What's the diameter? The diameter, this is 3, and my 3mm pin is not here. I believe it's in the living room, which is not where we are. Okay, well, the 2.5 will have to do. We're going to put this on here. Oh, wait, this might have a 3. Nope, that's 2.5 as well. But it's fine. We're going to just pull this. See, just a little spacing. It doesn't really even matter that they're very even, to be honest. Oh, I wasn't showing you. I'm so sorry. I just grabbed these and I pulled them. So we're just going to give it a little space. It isn't critical that everything look absolutely perfect on these things. It's just, you just want them not to be touching. And this is how everything used to be built. And then Instagram came and people started cramming their coils together, and people also started getting a lot more ambitious with their cool builds, trying to put more coils into the decks. But so a whole generation of people have learned to build by smashing their coils together. But the truth is, it isn't necessary. There isn't actually any reason to do it if you don't want to. I do it all the time, obviously, because sometimes you have to fit, sometimes you want to fit a certain amount of stuff in a certain space, so you cram it together. But it's a lot more work. You actually reduce the amount of work. They don't look very good anymore. Okay. I'm using more advanced dexterity skills. Okay. So they're not pretty anymore, but they should work okay. After we get them all doctored up. Gonna get a reading. 0.57. Seems a little high, but we will see. Oh, Brian Mills says he has a blue avocado 24 on the way. Can't wait. That's cool. Make sure that you tag me. By the way, I wanted to tell you guys something. If you want to get my attention on Instagram, remember that just mentioning me in a comment isn't enough, because I only see about 200 of those and I have 20,000 followers. So, tea break. So if you want to, I want to make sure that I see what you guys are up to and all the stuff that we talk about. So if you want to make sure that you see that I see that stuff, make sure that you tag me. And to tag me, click on tag people and just type in Juicy Jones HQ on the picture. And that will send me a little thing that goes into a different queue for notifications. You know how your tags, that when people tag you, they go into a different notification queue. Oh, look at that, it pulled it. Did I not tighten that enough? You see what I did? I pulled on this to clip it, and I hadn't tightened that enough. So it dragged it through a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, it's okay. I'm going to just position this again. I'm pulling on this one on the right just a tiny bit and pushing it down there, and I'm going to tighten it real tight. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't see that. I'm so sorry, I'm staring at the device. I need to write a little box on the desk. Okay, so that's real tight now. Yeah, pretty good. And our height is real good. So now I just go for clipping again. I love doing these live because I don't have to edit it down to 1 second, and you guys can see the actual process that we all actually go through to get all this stuff done. Because things aren't always perfectly perfect. Just the facts of life. I really need to lubricate my clippers, something fierce. Okay. There we go. I wonder why they're having trouble with that. Oh, what's going on is that it's really not trapping it very well. So I'm going to loosen that all the way back and look at what's going on. Maybe I'll change the angle of this light so that it's a little bit more, yeah. Okay, so I'm just realigning that. I'm going to make sure that's all the way under there and put my thumb on top. And then crank. Okay, it went horizontal. Let's just take a close look for ourselves. So we look pretty good. That looks down. I'm going to crank it even harder. I don't have my little tiny screwdriver back here in the office, so unfortunately it's in the living room. I'm sorry I'm doing this by looking at the camera instead of the deck. Okay. So, there. Now, 1 second, I'm going to do this off camera. I'll be right back. Just going to make sure I have all the leverage I need instead of trying to struggle at all. Okay, good cut. Okay, we have a good cut. All right. That was just all me, I guess. All right. Just using the tool. So it looks pretty good. I'm going to have to flatten that. I don't know why I'm having trouble cutting their Canthal thing. It's not like there's anything to it. I think their wire might just be aligned a little weird. Anyway, whatever. No big deal. So that looks pretty good. I'm a little pokey in the back too, but I'm bending down. Down now, baby. As long as that doesn't touch the sides, we'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. So those look pretty good. Our new reading is 0.55, so that's not very weird. 0.56, it's in the ballpark. Alignment looks good. Let's see how it looks. They fire great. Spacing, baby. So that's too many watts, Jesus. I think I probably just do 35 watts is all it's going to need anyway. So let's take an amount of Texas Tough. This is Texas Tough Juicy Wicks. And put it in there. It's a 3mm coil, so I'm taking a lot. And it's an RDTA, so these are wet and juicy. Like me. I'm bringing it back. We ironed it. It looks pretty right there. Someone needs to take a screenshot of this. Send it to me. I can't do it. That looks good. Okay. Daedalus Kazan says, put some juice on the clippers. It'll lubricate them and they'll smell good. Damn, you guys are funny. Yeah, Brian Mills said he was excited to get the Avocado 24 because a lot of people talk about him and the blue's nice. Yeah, man, I'm excited for you. This is too thin in the middle. I'm just feeling, I'm sorry, I should be doing this on camera. I'm feeling this. To feel the diameter and the middle's too middly. The reason I don't like that, you guys saw if you want to see my review of the Juicy Wicks, don't forget to check it out. I did a review of using this in RDTAs, and the Juicy Wicks itself, I don't like that much because it feels like always the middle is thinner than the ends. I think they intend for you to cut it, but that's not how I do it. Or maybe I should. Okay. I'm just trying to get an amount that I like out of this. Since it's a 3mm coil, I'm definitely going to have a serious amount of cotton. But remember, the cotton only has to plug the hole. You don't put the cotton in any deeper than a big fat wad going from the coil to the hole. That's what you need. Oh, I forgot. This is only a single coil. I'm such an idiot. It's so funny. I was sitting here like thinking we were doing a dual coil. So this is going to be easier than I thought. So that might be a little bit too little. You need to fill the inner diameter of these things, but you want to make sure that it's not packed. So this is obviously, you know, we can pull this through pretty freely. There's a little bit of a lump right there that I don't love. Right here. That's it. I can either use it or lose it. Okay. And I'm going to cut this at the glass. And we're going to trim it. And my goal is for it to be just north of the glass here. Just tickling it. Really don't need too much. Most of the capillary action, it doesn't work with this by this thing drawing liquid up out of it. It works by the liquid meeting it and the glass and and your active vaping is going to do most of the work. That's how it works. Why, excuse me. Forgive me, y'all. Okay. What am I vaping on? I guess I'll vape some Animal by Philip Rock. Freaking banana bastard. I don't want to vape this, actually. You know what I want to vape? Yeah, I don't want to vape that. I want to vape Faluda. Faluda is the fucking shit. Cardamom Rose Milkshake by Van Gogh Vapes. I'm serious. If you use Van Gogh Vapes, use the code JuicyJonesHQ. They have a huge variety of delicious flavors. Their tobaccos are amazing. Their fruit flavors are amazing. They're really great. I like all the dessert flavors from the International Delights. That's my bag. So this is too much, I think. Too much wick, I believe. So we're probably going to have to like tone this down quite a bit, but we'll see. We're all in it together here. Oh my God, this smells so good. Cardamom Rose Milkshake. Oh my God, it's so good. People probably either love or hate this. I see things like cardamom and I immediately think it's going to be terrible because people, don't really mix their e-liquids that well, to be honest. But these guys are Canadian and they're like mad scientists. They really work really hard. And they start every flavor from scratch. I love them. Anyway, Van Gogh's the shit. You see how I'm being kind of thorough here? The reason is that RDTAs are picky. And if you want the best experience with an RDTA, you should be picky about how you wick it. And don't just throw shit in there. The strands have to be oriented up and down, a certain way. And you can't just, you really want to make sure they're as straight and even as possible. And that they go into the specific, actual, exact places that you want. You don't have to be as anal as I am. I mean, part of the reason I'm as anal as I am here on the show is to show you guys and illustrate stuff. So it isn't like every single day for my own use I do this much work, because you can trust me when I say that I'm just like anybody when I do stuff normally. But I'm just making sure that's good and juiced up, my friends. And then I'm gonna start stuffing. Sometimes your wicks can grow and shrink with how thick they are. I'm sorry, how wet they are. And so Texas stuff doesn't particularly do that, but I like to get them all wet before I start doing this, because it only has to be long enough to go to the top of the glass, and if it starts going further, it's not going to work as well, not nearly as well. You're going to end up trimming a lot. So I'm stuffing this thing down in there, and I'm just continuing to stuff, and the reason is because I'm trying to make sure all the ends are oriented. Honestly, what I should do is I should unscrew this and trim it from the bottom, but I guess I'm feeling lazy this morning. We've made it this far. So you see, I'm going to pull, get a little bit of that back, lol. I just want it to tickle that glass. I don't want it to be a serious impediment. Okay, it's pretty good. There we go. We had a lump. I pushed it in from the back side. Wow, y'all. Juicy's really anal about wicking. Why, yes he is. Okay. Now we trim mercilessly. Mercilessly. And what's great about this is that we'll try this, we'll do something else, we'll try it, we'll do something else. This will probably work okay. If it doesn't, I'll do something else. I regularly build and rebuild my stuff all the time, especially as a reviewer. I get so many things. One of the reasons I understand the theories and principles so well is just because of trial and error with the actual devices. Okay, we're just popping that up. Just having a look at it. Don't love this side. because the cotton didn't fluff very much. Quick Wicks is my favorite variety of Texas Tough. Just pulling down a little bit. Okay. To be quite honest, I think that the diameter of this got small here. I think that I had a fatter piece here than here, so I think this cotton's uneven. We're still going to try it, though, because it may work fine. Don't forget to use the code JuicyJonesHQ at Van Gogh Vapes, by the way. If you order their stuff, do not forget. Okay. Oh my God, Brian Mills says I put fluid in my last bill. Did I really? Oh, I'm such a sucker. I love this stuff. One of the things we can see is if this works. Oh, not well. You see how it doesn't work very well with this style? Wow. Yeah, good to know, right? So you're not going to be filling this thing up with your old school lids more than once. See, you'll go crazy doing that. But no one's using those anymore. So hopefully we won't see any more of those. Now everyone's using these. Look at the larger bottle of Faluda. This is more like it. That's killer with a needle nose. I mean, it's really, really good. It works terrible with, of course, the other kind, dripping it in. Okay, well, so far so good. Am I right, guys and gals? That's going to cover up completely. There's a single air hole with a Cyclops style air hole airflow control. Looks good to me. Has my autofocus been up close this whole time and you guys have had to endure that? I'm so sorry. Okay. Here's the 510 drip tip. Here's their mini chuff. I'll go for the fakey 510. I know I'm going to hate this, though. I'll put this on. Looks fantastic. Big fan. Big fan of Wotofo. Stupid autofocus. Very big fan of the way it looks. Okay, let's go up top. Hello. We're back. Sorry, I was leaned way over. All right. Ouch, my back. Okay. There we go. So my wicking is not perfect, obviously. It's still got like a little chunk sticking out. We'll get rid of that later on the second time. It looks pretty good. I'm going to vape it about 35 watts. Good flavor. Don't like the whistle. Pretty good. Now I'm at 35 watts. I was at 38 watts. Gonna lower the airflow and lower the wattage. 32 and half air. Huh. That's killer. This is like a killer low wattage thing, y'all. Wow. So far so good. They've got double O-rings on there. No, they don't. They have a single O-ring. So we'll have to see how it works with leaking, but it's very high inside the diameter here, so there's not a lot of leaking going down inside of this thing so far. I'll probably wick it again. Yeah, let's do that together. I'll probably wick it again. But if they have a curved bell-shaped inside, and that is key to good flavor. I wish the KOF had this shape. This is like the Avocado 1 invented that. So far, this thing looks fantastic and so good flavor. Sounds terrible. I mean, that sounds absolutely horrible. Maybe that will change with different coils or something. I'll keep track of it, but I hate that sound. I know you guys probably don't love it. Sorry, it's so loud. Pretty good. Not bad. I love Faluda. It's so good. Rose and cardamom, but it's mainly a milkshake. It's like a sweet milkshake with, you smell some rose, and then when you vape it, you get a little cardamom. It's really amazing. Hate the sound. But I love the way this looks so far. Let's put it on. You see I've got the KOF. There it is next to the KOF. I can't believe the KOF has less e-liquid in it. I wish the KOF, I don't love the bottom airflow. Flavor on the KOF is probably a little better than this Serpent RDTA so far. I need to put different coils on this. I don't think Wotofo's coils are any good. What do you guys think? Do you think Wotofo's coils are anything to write home about? By the fact that one of them was bad like that, and the fact that I'm not blown away from the flavor, I'm not excited. Are you? That's good at 50 watts. Too much though. Too many watts. Too many watts for this wicking system. And this coil. You can watch your coils, you can watch your liquid replenish. Have you guys ever done that on these things? So you see how it's got the liquid in it now? This is how one of the ways you test your wicking. See the top there? It's drying out. So I'm not chain vaping at this wattage with that wicking and this coil. It's that simple. That's what's great about an RDTA. You can't do that as easily on other stuff. On this, you open it up and go, oh, okay. I want to make a correction. I actually love Wotofo's purchased coils. I wish I had some sitting right here in front of me. I usually do on the desk. I think that Wotofo and Geek Vape both make excellent coils, like coils. But I mean the ones they include with the atomizers. I'm not so wild about it. I'm convinced those are like the super cheapies. But I actually love my Wotofo comp coils. And they're just excellent, and they taste good, and they last a long time. Geek Vape too. The Geek Vape 2-in-1 frame staple box. I don't know what they charge for this, to be quite honest. I think I paid about $3 for this. Why don't you focus, jerk? Frame staple coils 2-in-1. And my favorite, framed Clapton coils 2-in-1. Come on, fool. This camera hates me. It's because I'm too pretty. Anyway, low tech. These are great, and I absolutely love them. I also I have a SKU. If you guys want to contact me over DM, I'll give you a SKU for Fast Tech. That is a Fast Tech coil that is these aliens right here. I'll show you. These are great for throwing your atomizer testing, quick stuff, daily carry crap. They're I think they're 2mm, which is my only problem with them. So I use them for RTAs mainly. They're not good for RDAs mainly. This is a 3mm bit. So this bit doesn't fit in there. So it's a 2.5mm. No, they're 2mm, not 2.5. So they may sell 2.5. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2mm. I like these, and I buy them and I stick them in tanks all the time. So like up. Boom, hello. By the way, if you like these broadcasts, click the like button, smash it. If you don't subscribe, click subscribe. And if you want to get notifications for when I go live, click that little, here's the box, and click that little bell. And the bell will send you notifications. I'm also going to start doing more different kinds of videos. We're going to start doing vlogs and non-vaping stuff. You're just going to see all kinds of stuff on here as well. I'm not stopping this, obviously. But I'm going to start doing filmed reviews with my new camera. And the first one I'm going to try to do is the review of this Alpha Fox. Oh, sorry, hit the camera. You guys remember my Alpha Fox Nine Tails, right? So I want to do a proper review of that. Look, the screen's flashing. And for some reason it's chomping. It looks like the video's having like a hell of a time with that pattern. Anyway, this thing's beautiful. And it's pretty cool. It carried a lot, lightweight. It's got cons too, but anyway, I want to do a full review of that. And I'm going to do it with my camera. So I'm going to tape that. So you guys can, you know, get ready for my first experience. Actually, my second experience doing a filmed review that's edited. So I have one more, the Conqueror one, and of course I did my DIY e-liquid thing, which you haven't seen those videos, you should watch them, they're all really good actually, but I did all those on my phone or on this camera on the desk with my computer directly. I've never actually used a camera, you know, and shot a video and edited it, so it'll be a first, it'll be good, and I thought this would be a good thing to try. Vaping Vanity, how do the coils compare to Yeti coils? Well, of course they're not as good. How could they be? Ooh, it's good. It's about 47 watts, so I got to change the way the wicking works if I want this to work. I need shorter wicks. Shorter. And maybe this thing can handle it. Let's do it together. We get a few minutes. We're going out to the in-laws for Easter, so we've only got another 15 or 20 minutes, unfortunately. Because I'm just going to see how long we've been on. You know, you guys are so great. Oh, we only have another like 8 or 10 minutes, so I'll do another quick trim on this with you guys, and then we'll vape out, have a little quick talk. You guys tell me how your Easter's going, what you guys have planned. I'm going to take this thing out and shoot it. See, we're cutting off all that. We're cutting off all that extra. This is how you optimize. Oh shit, I just dumped it on the desk. All that right there was just holding e-liquid and not sending it up to the top, so it's going away. And this is the same. There's like an extra chunk that you can see this is doing nothing. So that's going. If it's soaking wet and the top is not getting e-liquid, then you can get rid of it. Because remember, this is not about cotton being a highway for e-liquid. That's not how it works. The way it works is that cotton plugs the hole and does capillary action. It does actually move the e-liquid to a certain extent, but the motion of vaping and the action of air pressure and capillary action are what do most of the work. This hole has to be plugged. So this time I think I've cut a little too much off because I'm pulling a little out because I just want to make sure the hole is plugged. It's okay, we'll know in a few minutes if it's too much. This side's definitely fine, it's all good. This side's, I was right, this cotton wasn't even when I put it in. So, caveat emptor, y'all. Love it. Yeah, I'm gonna redo this later on with this one just like that. It'll be perfect and symmetrical. For now, I'm just gonna wipe this off and vape it. It should be better. Let's come back. Got a little, I dumped that e-liquid out of the fill hole. Remember, this is like the Limitless in the Avocado 22 SE. You can't take the top off and tilt it because liquid will just come out of the fill holes. Don't forget. I just forgot that and got it all over my desk, but it's fine. There we go. So now we have a new less cotton wick, which is going to be much better. Ooh, good. And it looks about the same. It's doing better, actually. But still not perfect. Yeah, getting close. I love this. I love RDTAs. They're my thing. It tastes great. Half air. Now it's going dry. I mean, it will go dry. Next. So, The answer is lower the wattage, because this is only a 0.5 build. Yeah, there we go. I think I'll take this down to something else. How about, we'll go back to 35 watts where we were. Okay. That is good. That is good. So there we are. Yeah, I knew the wattage was too high. You're absolutely right. Roy chimed in at the same time. That's exactly right. Like I was pushing the wattage too high. One of the things you have to do is lower it down and find the target. There's the capillary action and the wattage and the coil and all that stuff, and you find where it is, and there it is. I thought it was about 35 anyway, but I raised it up to. I was trying to see how fast it was going to go through the e-liquid. Ed Tucker Artist is saying that the e-liquid comes out of his limitless classic side fill, even with his, oh man, mine is just out of arm's reach. Even though he has his lid on. That doesn't happen to mine. I wonder if you're missing one of the O-rings, or maybe one of your O-rings is worn out or something. That does happen, but that sucks. That's not cool, baby. Okay, so I'm going to try their 510. Why not? Give it a shot. I hate short 510s, especially short stainless steel 510s. Wotofo has shitty 510s. In my opinion, everyone should just copy the best 510 in the world, which is the, I can't remember the name. This is the Dot Mod Petrie 510. It's the best one. Teflon aluminum. Teflon aluminum, you're done. That's all a brother needs. I'm going to try to get their 510 out of this thing. It's actually quite a challenge, because the rim is uncooperative. There we go. Popped it out with my clippers. I'm going to put in my Petrie. Oh, my Dot Mod 510. That's the best. Love this thing. I actually have a couple of these. Okay. Almost in. Doesn't want to come out. Okay. Oh, it's too big. No, it's all right. There it is. Win. Yeah, that's a win. Good flavor. I'm going to test the portability. I'm going to walk around with it, do my thing. I'll do a full review later. So that's great. So we opened it together. We built it together. We all saw some of the stuff. I don't have any significant cons, except for maybe I wish there was a second O-ring on the inside. I don't love the posts, but it's a pretty damn easy to build on deck. I will find it easier to wick once I get the top off. Anyway, I like it pretty much. So this isn't a review, it's just me unboxing it. That's cool. All right, so you guys are great. Let's talk to each other for a few minutes, and then we'll get out of here. We're talking about DIY, which is great. We need to do another DIY show, don't we? All of us. Let's do it. Brian Mills likes his OBS engine tip. That's funny. I have a bunch of OBS stuff. I love OBS. There's my OBS Cheetah. I want to do a follow-up Friday thing. I'm kind of interested in doing a show for Fridays called like Follow-Up Friday, where I just like review old stuff, or we just all talk about stuff that we've already used. What do you guys think about that? I've been thinking about that for a few months actually, but I just don't have a lot of time because of my job. This isn't going to come out of this easily. I'm leaving it in. All right, so I don't have too much time anymore. We're approaching the end of our pumpkin time. Remember, if you guys like these broadcasts, click subscribe. I'm Juicy Jones, and you're at Juicy Jones HQ. This morning, we're in Orbital Vaping headquarters talking about the Serpent RDTA, which is pretty cool. I guess I should put a link to one of these in the, there we go, in the description as well. And then maybe find a, I think it costs about $25. They're really not bad. Ed Tucker has a Dot Mod drip tip and his Avocado 22. Hell yes. That's my favorite, man. That's what's on my 22 SE. A black one with a black 22 SE. It looks good. All right, so you guys are so great. I wish I could hang out longer, but we have to go to the in-laws. And I can only do an hour anyway on this show, or else it takes forever for YouTube to encode it. So we'll see you guys soon. I'll be back Wednesday. I'm taking Wednesday day off, so we're definitely having a VapeAM in the morning, and I'm going to review something. So if you guys want, follow me on Twitter, Juicy Jones, Instagram, Juicy Jones HQ, and here on YouTube, Juicy Jones HQ. And the Facebook group, I always forget to tell everyone, is Facebook.com/groups/Juicy Jones. So head over there too and hang out with us. And I want to thank everybody who tunes in, everybody who watches, all of you guys in the audience. You guys are so great. Let me just drop a few shout outs here to Chili Dog, Ed Tuckerist, Roy, Thomas, Vaping Vandy, Angela, Daedalus, Michaela, of course, Leighton's Life, David Leone, Brian Mills, everybody. I love all you guys. You guys are great. And I'll see you guys soon. First, a drink. Sweet caffeine eases the pain. Excuse me. Thank you.